Hello, this is Siri and you're listening to my favorite podcast, Not Real Art. I live for this shit cause it's totally lit.
Let's go!
Welcome to Not Real Art, Siri's favorite creative culture podcast with the one and only Man One.
And the one and only sourdough.
It's me.
That's you.
Feeling a little low energy today, Man One.
I wonder why.
Is it coming across? I think it's coming across.
Do some push-ups.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get pumped up. Pump it up.
It's probably this horrible weather we're having here in Los Angeles right now. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, our listeners back east are like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, because by LA standards, horrible is, 55 and partly cloudy with some rain.
Yeah. Like they said, this past February was the coldest February like on record, like in, I forgot, like 80 years or something. It's like the coldest on record. Okay. Because we never hit 70. The entire month of February, we never hit 70.
Dude, I froze my ass off.
But never hitting 70 and being the coldest month ever.
Dude, I was freezing.
It's like two different things. Oh my God.
Not
never
if
hit
you're
70.
a pussy.
Yeah. I'm a pussy.
Dude, I'm a pussy. Fucking moved out here in 01. My blood is thin now. I go back east. I'm like, motherfucker, getting back to LA. Fucking freezing.
Just speaking to somebody from New York yesterday said the exact same thing. You know, that when you live back east, right, you're laughing at LA people like, oh, motherfuckers wearing Uggs and parkas and it's fucking, 50 degrees. Pussies. Then you move out here and you get used to sandals and shorts and tank tops. And then what happens?
The energy,
Yeah.
the time the time, money, and energy that you get back when you move to LA
Yeah.
and you don't have to manage the weather
Right.
is significant.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Managing the weather back east is a huge commitment of time, energy, and money.
Fuck that. Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Like shoveling snow or...
Dude, people die shoveling snow.
Yeah.
Like it is common for people to have heart attacks while they're shoveling that shitty snow.
Yeah. Don't know what that is, bro. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't get me wrong. I'm glad I grew up there, but I'm also glad I don't live there.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. No, that's why you're here. That's all that matters.
Hey, man, the universe had bigger plans for me. They're like, you really look good in sandals and shorts,
Yeah. Yeah.
T-shirts, cotton.
It's a beautiful place, dude. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone says. I love LA.
All right, so you pussy ass, bitch ass motherfuckers back east bitching about the weather. Get your fucking ass out of here. Quit your bitching. Move. Pack your shit and move.
No, but don't move here. We don't need you here. There's other places that are pretty nice. Just don't come to LA. It's already
Traffic's horrendous.
it's just getting worse and worse.
Dude, it's so bad.
Yeah. We needed a good earthquake to shake it all up and get these motherfuckers scared again and move back east.
Dude, the next one's going to be big.
Yeah. It is going to be big. It's going to be fucking scary. And fuck.
Are you prepared?
Fuck no. I'm from LA, motherfucker. You don't prepare for that shit. You know? Yeah, that's
It's like fleas off a dog's ass, like the earth just shakes us off.
I remember they kept saying there was going to be that earthquake where LA is going to end up next to San Francisco, like we'll be neighbors.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's supposed to like shift and,
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one in a long time. So either they were bullshitting us back then
Right.
or it is going to happen. They just don't want to say it anymore.
Here's what I think about because, it feels like, scientists and archaeologists and historians and so-called experts are always getting it wrong.
Yeah.
Right. Because what happens is like they have these theories and then they discover something new and they're like, oh, that theory was all wrong. Yeah. So my takeaway with all of that is Mother Nature is unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
History, what happened 1,000 years ago, what happened with the dinosaurs, like hard to know.
Yeah.
Right. They're doing their best to figure it out.
Yeah.
But for those of us paying attention, the universe is a very big, powerful, scary fucking place. The earth is a very big, powerful, potentially scary place. I'm just scared about what we haven't even imagined yet. That's
Right.
totally possible.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
You know what? Mother Nature always wins.
Mother Nature always wins, dude.
Always wins. That's why I see people like, save the earth. Don't save the earth, motherfuckers. Save people.
Earth's going to be fine.
Earth's going to be fine.
That's right.
We're fucked.
Yeah, that's right.
You know? Earth's going to be chilling one day without us. They'll be like, oh, that was kind of cool for a hot minute.
A billion years from now,
Yeah.
the Earth's still here.
Yeah, this Earth's still fucking here.
We not here.
We're not here.
Billion years from now.
Yeah.
Earth's here.
Yeah.
We not.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, Earth. Good knowing you. Sorry we fucked you up so hard.
Yeah. But Mother Nature
Dude,
will
we
win.
are fucking
Oh, dude. Sad.
the planet.
Fucking it up.
And, some people call me a pessimist and nihilist. I call myself a realist. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, it's great to drive an electric car. Yes, it's great to recycle, but
Yeah.
that shit is
doing
not going to
nothing.
make a difference.
No. Well, I like this whole thing where people are saying like, we need to do this and that to just have a shot and not fucking destroying ourselves. And then people on the other side are like, oh, well, you think that's realistic to do in 30 years? Motherfuckers, I don't care if it's realistic or not. Like, we're doomed. Like, do you not fucking see it? Like why you think it's really going to happen? It's like you have no fucking choice. Like, maybe it's not going to happen.
Right.
Maybe we're going to all fucking die in 20 years.
Right.
you
Right.
know? But just fucking do something. Get on board.
Well, and my issue around this whole subject gets to narrative,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because these things get politicized.
Yeah.
These people want to debate whether or not humans are the cause or whatever, right? And for me, it all just kind of boils down to a very simple premise, very simple idea that mom taught us, which was clean up after yourself.
Yeah. Simple.
Keep your room clean.
Yeah.
Right? The planet is our room.
Yeah.
Right? Why aren't we just fucking keeping it clean and tidy? Like, just because the room's better that way, and that's what mom said. Like,
yeah,
you can debate the science and you can debate the politics. You do all of that misses the fucking point. Just fucking clean up after yourself.
Right.
Don't make a fucking mess. That's what mom said. It's the courteous thing to fucking do for yourself and for your neighbors.
Yeah.
What do I know?
You don't know shit.
So don't know shit, dude.
Yeah. If you would have listened to your mom, though, you might have been something with your life.
I'd probably be a preacher too.
There you go.
Hallelujah. She wanted me to be a man of the cloth.
Well, there's still a shot. It's still possible, I think. Never give up.
Yeah, but
man.
I'm not into little boys. If I were
yeah.
into little boys, I'd totally be.
Yeah, different cloth.
Yeah.
It's a whole different cloth, my friend.
Oh, yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the thing about human beings are so fucking arrogant. Like, we're the most arrogant, greedy species on the planet. Like, we're the only species on the planet that takes more than we need, at the expense of the other, expense of the herd,
Kills for fun.
Yeah.
Each other.
Kill each other for fun. Right? Not to eat. If we ate each other,
that means
I would totally get that.
You'd support it.
I would totally understand that.
Right.
Oh, you got to eat.
You're hungry. Okay.
But here's some bullets.
Right. Right.
Just for sport, for fun, because I had a bad day. Sorry. It's just reckless and irresponsible.
Yeah.
But we are the most arrogant, greedy species on this planet. And we're fascinating. Just a fascinating animal. But that's the problem. I don't think majority of people think of themselves as an animal.
No.
We're so arrogant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We're not. We're better than all the other species on the planet.
Right. Right.
And what cracks me up about that is, it's those motherfuckers that when the fucking meteorite comes fucking blasting into the planet, through the atmosphere, it's going to land on them. I mean, it's going to take us all out. But
we'll all die, but they'll die first.
Well, yeah. It's going to fucking hit them first. Because they're freaking dumbass. You know what? I'm going to drive my Prius.
I don't even know if I want to talk about this, to be honest, because it's so depressing and it's so fucked up. And it feels like there's nothing we can do about it because human beings are wired to be fucked up.
Well, it's kind of just basic you think biology and science, right? Because at the end of the day, well, there's that line in the Matrix about how we're a virus that just keeps like
Yeah.
growing and growing and growing.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem. Like one of the problems, like population. Like
Yeah.
even if we were doing, well, for us to do what we need to do to solve these problems,
Yeah.
we'd have to stop overpopulation. Like we would
Right.
have to literally tell people no more babies.
Right.
8 billion people on the planet.
Yeah.
Like I remember when there was like 2 billion and like 1 billion was in China or something. Like, you know, like, whereas 8 billion people now on the planet.
I think it's 9 billion actually.
Okay, nice. See, every day it gets
Yeah.
bigger.
Last week it was 8 billion.
People are fucking like fucking bunnies, having kids,
They're
popping them
fucking
out.
like the world's gonna end. Because it is.
That's what, you know, so that's why there's no hope because A,
Yeah.
you'd have to tell people to stop fucking. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And B, you'd have to get all of the industries of the world, primarily the most important industries, the energy sector,
Yeah.
to do a 180 and all the governments to align. It's never
It's not gonna
going
happen.
to happen. So
not
buy your
gonna happen.
Prius because it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
As a person, you did your little bit,
Yeah.
but just know you're still fucked.
Well, my carbon footprint is only.
Shit. I was telling one of my friends who's very, very eco-conscious, you
Yeah.
know, like totally
Mhm.
vigilant. And,
Yeah.
you know, he comes from a good place. He's a smart guy,
Yeah.
you know, and he's very, you know, drives a Tesla, you know, they grow their own food and just all
Sure.
this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was thanking him the other day. I was like, I'm like, that's really good of you. I'm glad you're doing that. Just, it's good to know that my carbon footprint is being offset by yours. He's like, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
You know, the irony, dude. I don't want people to mistake this. The irony is like nobody loves this planet and nature more than I do.
Yeah.
Okay? Like I've served on the board of environmental organizations. I have
Yeah.
you know, done work to help drive these issues, you know, to the
Right.
forefront. I'm a huge outdoors guy. I love camping, canoeing, spending time in nature. And it might sound ironic or contradictory that I talk such shit about us being fucked, but that's because I know we're fucked. Like all
You
of
know
that,
the reality.
the reality.
The reality.
I've been there. I've
Yeah.
seen it. I mean, being on the board of an environmental organization for several years.
Yeah.
I won't name them, but I'll
Right.
tell you that, I mean, people that do
Yeah.
research will figure out, you know, what it was. But and they were like one of the most successful, reputable
Yeah.
organizations out there. And I got an up close personal look at the environmental movement in this country.
Yeah.
Totally fucked.
Yeah.
Because even in that sector, you would think that everybody would like
Be on the same page.
be on the
or
same
something.
page,
Yeah.
get along. Oh, hell no. Same old
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Egos, arrogance.
No, we're gonna save the world my way.
Yeah.
Not your way. No,
Right.
we're gonna do it my way.
Right.
Oh
man.
shit. Yeah,
I
man.
don't
It's
know.
like, and that's the thing, you know, having kids, right? And bringing kids into this world, you're like, God damn, you know, like, but what are you gonna do? You know? I mean, luckily my kids are, you know, luckily this generation, the generation of my kids and younger, hopefully, are like really paying attention.
Right.
You know? So there's certain things, like for example, the other day we went to go eat dinner, parked in the parking lot, and we were walking to the restaurant, and my daughter and her friend, they look on the ground and they both point because someone was drinking beers in the parking lot, right?
Yeah,
And
that was probably me.
yeah, it's probably you, and left all the beers and trash just on the ground.
Oh, that was totally me.
That's totally you. And they're pointing, right? And I'm like, yeah, there's someone was drinking. They're like, no, Dad, we got to put this in the trash, right? My daughter's like 18, right? And I'm like, no, just it's not your fucking mess. Someone else made the fucking mess. Fuck them, you know?
Right.
She's like, no, but the turtles,
The
the turtles, yeah. This got to go in a trash can, or this shit ends up in the turtles, right?
Okay.
So they fucking got the trash, and look, there was obviously no trash can near us.
I hate to break the news to them.
Yeah.
It's already in the turtles.
It's already. What's in the whales too? Did you see that the other day?
Fuck yeah, that's what I said.
Fuck.
Dude, there are, what did I say? 8 million cubic tons of plastic every day
Ugh.
going to the ocean.
Jesus.
Like,
Yeah.
the island of plastic floating in the Pacific Ocean
Mm-hmm.
is twice the size of Texas. And it's mostly under the water.
Yeah.
Like, people don't see
You
it.
can't see it.
But twice the size of Texas. Like it is in our food supply.
Yeah.
The fish are eating we make the plastic. It ends up in the ocean. The fish eats the plastic and we eat the fish.
Yeah. We have plastic in ours.
Why are we dying of cancer?
Why are we
I
dying?
don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. See? This is why I didn't want to go down this road. Because we're fucked. It just reminds you how we're fucked.
Well, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Even if the planet was in great shape,
yeah,
we're still dying. Like,
yeah.
I mean, nobody gets out alive either way.
Well, you're dying. That's fine. I'm going to die. You're going to die. We're all going to die. It's different than you're fucked. I think it's a different attitude.
Well, I think I get where you're going with. I think what you're saying is like, even though you and I are going to die,
yeah.
we want to know that our kids are going to be cool. And because the planet's fucked, they're not going to be cool. So
yeah.
like we're going to die, sure, but things are fucked for our kids.
For everything.
No.
You know would be awesome? This maybe I'm going to write this book where these fucking aliens, right? They left their planet because they didn't know how to create plastic. And they, by accident, fucking crash into the ocean and see this fucking giant thing of plastic floating in the ocean that no one's using. So they fucking
jackpot.
The fucking whole country of aliens comes and lives on the ocean on the plastic. And dude, they don't kill us because they're so happy that they have plastic.
That's called making lemonade.
That's it. You know?
I like that.
You know? But then, you know, I don't want to get to part two. Part two of it, they fucking eat all the plastic and we don't want to produce more. And now we're in a fucking battle with the aliens and we're fucked. So we're going to be fucked anyway.
I'm riveted. You got to sell this to Netflix. I wonder if we know anybody.
I don't know.
You know what? Did you learn how to pitch it at our conference last week?
I learned how to pitch. Yeah. So I'm pitching out there.
Yeah. But you know, so this reminds me of an idea that I came up with a while ago. I'll run it by you I haven't thought about it in a while, so I'm going to be a little bit rusty in terms of pitching, right?
Yeah.
But this kind of gets back to also the conversation we're having about how fucked up human beings are and the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, one of the things that baffles me about our species on this planet is racism, right? Like, how the fuck do you explain racism?
Yeah.
Right. The basic premise that two people don't get along because they don't like the way the other looks or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Now, we also know we're not born this way. Racism is taught, right? Like kids aren't born to be this way, right? So it's sort of nurtured into them, socialized into them. So I was just thinking to myself, like, how do you explain that? Because that's just seems so irrational and unnatural and wrong. And, you know, and so you remember how England sent their prisoners to Australia?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So bear with. So there's a planet somewhere in the universe, right, where everything was like utopia, like everything was like perfect the way things should be. And you know, in the if you believe in parallel universes, like this is like one of the parallel universes, like where everything was like working great, right? But there was a glitch in the system, something went wrong, and you ended up with. And by the way, it's a white civilization.
Of course, it is,
right? Yeah, it's a white. So, but it's utopian, like like it's way it should be, like everyone, you know, but. Or maybe it's not. I mean, but the point is like there ends up being like some people who get corrupted and they become prejudiced against their own or others on the planet. And the Supreme Council of the planet says, well, this is so toxic to our way of life that we have to banish them to another planet, Earth.
Of course.
Right. So they put them in fucking worst fucking place in the fucking earth that they could find, which of course is the fucking like Arctic ice, fucking cold North Europe, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Right.
All right.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be there, you know, forever and banished.
Yeah.
But of course, like prisoners do, they figure out a way to somehow get out, what have you, and they break free. And about the only thing that they have knowledge of is fucking weaponry, something is, you know, and then they do. And so because they're predators,
Yeah.
right, they start going out killing and conquering, right?
Right.
And multiplying, right? And the only reason they're successful is
Yeah.
because they happen to have the superior technology, right?
Yeah.
And then this becomes the origin story of how racism began on planet Earth.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, you got to work on the pitch.
Is there a conference I could go to?
There's a conference you go to.
I mean, because I don't know. It's because it's just, the only way you can explain it in my mind is like, it's got to be some fucked up shit from another fucking universe. Like, it can't be natural to this planet.
Oh, it's definitely natural to this planet. It's well, I think it's, the thing is, right, if you have two little kids and you never tell them about color, you never tell them about race.
Yeah.
Right. And they grow up together. Eventually at one point, one's going to realize that they're a different color than the other kid.
Sure.
Right. But that's not the problem.
No.
The problem is when you tell them that because of their color, they're less or more.
Right.
Because that's what someone is telling the next generation.
Yeah.
That's the problem, So I don't know. I don't know how you fucking deal with that shit. I have no idea. Even if you kill them all, someone will come up with that idea at some point again.
Yeah.
Like I just think, again, back to why we're fucked. I don't think you can end racism. I really honestly don't think you can. I think you can, make it better, make things better, change a couple things here and there. But in the long term thinking of the human species, I don't think you can get rid of it, unless you do it like, who's the one who said? It was a comedian said, well, just kill all the white people. That's how you solve it. Oh, that was, what's his name?
That would do it.
Yeah.
That would do it.
That was what's his name? I don't remember. He's the guy who used to write for Eddie Murphy and oh my god, I can't believe I forgot his name. Hilarious fucking guy, older guy.
Okay.
Used to be on Chappelle's show, Negrodamus.
Okay.
Remember him?
I think so. Yeah.
What the hell's his name? I'll remember later.
All right.
Anyways, but yeah, he said, they asked him like, how do you stop racism? He said, kill all the white people.
Would work. It would totally work.
It would work for a while. This is the problem. It would work for a while, and then all of a sudden, like,
Well, see, what a lot of people,
figure something else out.
Well, but I think, like the reality is, right, like slavery, you take slavery, right?
Yeah.
Slavery existed in Africa before the white man showed up, right? Because what would happen is one tribe would conquer another tribe. They would take their people and then they would work for the other tribe. They would enslave them, right?
Right.
Then when the Europeans showed up and started offering money for because Africa gave up its own into the slave trade, right? And my point is that human beings, even if unto themselves, it's Darwinian, right? It is predator prey. It is weak and strong, right? So even if you have a homogenized people, all black, all white, whatever, eventually competition and the predator prey fight or flight reality of being an animal comes to bear. Right. And that's just, I think, the fact of reality. Like and so to your point, you kill all the white people. Yeah. All the folks left behind are still going to find a way to fuck each other up.
Right. Paul Mooney. That's who it was.
Oh, right.
It's Paul Mooney who said that. But,
is he dead now, Paul Mooney?
No, he's still alive. Okay. He better be alive. Too funny to be dead.
It just feels like we've lost a lot of comedians in recent years. Yeah. Do you remember Bernie Mac?
Fuck yeah, I remember Bernie Mac.
Fucking genius.
That guy was the fucking best.
Chicago guy.
Oh, he was Chicago, huh?
Fuck yeah, he was.
Dude, he has one skit, or whatever you call it. Not a skit, but one bit. I could listen to it on repeat like the whole fucking day. It's just, I know it, like I could probably, I probably have it memorized, but it makes me laugh every fucking time, So Bernie Mac was just fucking awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I never got to see him in concert. Did you see him in concert?
Never.
Fuck. Never. He would have been awesome to see in concert.
Fucking. Yeah, man. Stand-ups, dude. Stand-ups are, they're.
Well, you know what? I just saw this. I don't know if you saw it the other day. This thing with Will Smith becoming a stand-up. Did you see
this? With Chappelle, right?
Yeah,
like
with
Chappelle. Okay, so was that a gag or was that what was that about?
It was about being a fucking celebrity and doing what the fuck you want to do.
Right.
Right. So I saw that, right? And it was kind of funny because it was like, Will Smith, the whole story, right, was that he's turning 50 and he wants to hit all his bucket list items, and he always wanted to be a comedian,
Right.
but whatever. So I saw it was kind of funny because I love Chappelle.
Of course.
So I was like,
Yeah.
I gotta see
watch
it for Chappelle.
yeah,
right?
Dave. Yeah.
And I like Will Smith too. Certain things.
Yeah.
But I just found that whole like quote unquote documentary about that
Yeah.
like just so fucking phony.
Right.
It was just. I'm like, first of all, you're fucking Will Smith, dude. Right? Like, you haven't been a comedian, quote unquote, a stand-up, quote unquote, but you've had the microphone on stage. You fucking rapped. You've been on TV. You're a fucking huge celebrity, and whatever hang up he had about being, like it just felt so contrived and so like bullshit.
Right.
Like even if it was true that he had this fear, like whatever, dude.
Get over it, dude.
Get over it, dude. And then they had this big old build up.
It's okay to have a fear.
Yeah,
You don't have to
they
get
had a
over
big
it.
old build up to this thing, right?
Yeah.
And what he's gonna do, and I'm thinking about it, and blah blah blah, whatever. And I get it. He was trying to be funny throughout the whole thing. It wasn't like totally a serious thing.
Right.
Okay, that's
Right.
cool.
Right.
But when he did the actual stand up, it was like a minute and a half of the whole documentary, and they cut and spliced like the good, like
Right.
they should have showed his whole fucking act.
Yeah.
Because guess what? It probably was not fucking funny. I wanted to see Will Smith bomb. That's what I wanted to see.
That's exactly what you want to see.
That would have been the real shit. I would have loved
and
to.
people would have loved him more for
Yes.
it. Absolutely.
I wanted to see him on stage and be like, God damn, that motherfucker.
He isn't good at everything.
He's horrible at that.
Right. One thing,
Yeah.
finally, that
Yeah.
he sucks at.
But no, they fucking spliced it.
Oh,
so he said
jeez.
like 2 or 3 jokes and
Right,
people
right,
laughed.
right,
and it was
right,
like,
right.
oh God, I did it, guys. I did my stand up. It was like, no, dude, you fucking bombed.
Right.
But you were surrounded by all your friends and
Right.
family and whoever else. And, of course, if I was at a Will Smith stand-up show, I would laugh too. Just because I'm there with Will Smith. I'm having fun. How could this not be fun? Like, I don't care if he sucks on stage. I'm going to laugh, right? And Dave Chappelle just brought him on stage,
Yeah.
So I would just like, whoever produced that, do it over and show the fucking part where he fucking bombed. Like, show the whole
Let's
thing.
see the struggle.
Yeah, let's show the whole thing unedited.
Exactly. He can get the funny in,
Yeah.
like the ones that land, great. But
Right.
then the bombs, like,
Oh, yeah.
that's what you want to see. You want to see the
that's
real
what
shit. If it's a documentary, you want to see the real shit.
I want to see the real shit. I want to see this fucking fake ass fucking. Oh, man. I was so disappointed.
Yeah. I mean, on my deathbed,
Yeah.
one of the things I know that I will regret
Mm-hmm.
is that I never just gave it a try. Right? Because here's the thing, right? Like, the number one fear people have, they say, is public speaking.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I've done a ton of public speaking. Like, getting up in
Yeah.
front of a crowd is not my concern.
Yeah.
But to be funny in front of a crowd,
Right.
and I'm not funny. Like, I'm not like a guy that's funny. I know that about myself.
Yeah.
Like, I would have to be somebody that, like, obviously would have like good jokes. Like, I'd want to have my stuff that I wrote, but then
Right.
maybe I'd need some jokes from some other people that
Right.
I know were funny.
Yeah. Some
To
material.
try to get up and drop it, like
Right.
that would be like something that I do. Like, I have a secret fantasy about doing that someday. I really do. And if I never do that, I will die on my deathbed having regret that. I know that would be one of my regrets. And so for years,
Right.
a couple years anyway, I had this list on my phone, on my memo pad, right, of all this, what I thought was funny shit. Like, and I was so bummed because, like, at one point, like, I lost the phone or the phone got corrupted and all that fucking gold, because it was pure gold.
Yeah.
I know it was kill.
Yeah.
It was just kill.
Yeah.
It was just gone. It was gone. So, who knows if I'll ever do it, but, because we're talking about power, the power to be able to get up in front of a bunch of drunk assholes and make them laugh and hold them in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
And just kill. And that's, you're going to have bombs and you're going to bomb and,
Right.
Even the best of them fucking fall flat,
Right.
on a bad night or whatever. But like that, to Dave Chappelle, to be, and look, there are, all levels of comics. Dave Chappelle is like, in the Mount Olympus of, but then, I don't know if you've ever dropped into the Comedy Store,
Mm-hmm.
like on a random Tuesday night. I've done that a few times.
Yeah.
And some nobody
It's
gets
just-
up there and just kills it.
Yeah.
But they're doing it for free. They have a day job.
Yeah.
They get up there and workshop their material, and they get up with fucking paper. Like they've got shit written down. They're looking through their notes. That's what I'm saying. Like it is truly like a public workshop. Like you are workshopping your art in front of a live audience, you know, and getting that initial, that visceral reaction.
Yeah.
You know, or you know, that instant, immediate reaction.
Right.
I don't know, man. I think it's like the ultimate kind of thing. Stand up and cage fighting.
Or as I just saw on my phone,
Yeah.
you know, I guess the ultimate thing, I had no idea. I never thought it was the ultimate thing, but I got this fucking, you know, the thing from Vice magazine in the subject matter, professional slapping is the world's greatest sport.
Professional slapping.
Professional slapping.
Oh, so you just slapped the shit out of somebody.
You just slap them.
Wow.
And I've seen this on YouTube and shit. And where they slap the shit out of each other, and sometimes they knock them out.
I've seen it parodied as well, like in maybe some comedy movie or whatever. But go ahead,
and they do the slap fighting,
right?
But I had no idea it was professional slapping. I didn't know
there was like a league and everything.
There's money to be made everywhere.
Jesus, slap.
Professional slapping,
dude. Is that the millennials form of? Is that like the millennials boxing?
It's got to be.
It's like, no, I don't box. I slap.
I'm a professional slapper.
Jesus.
Yeah, and of course, do you know where this happened? Guess.
Oh, San Francisco.
Oh. Let's put it this way. No, that's a different kind of slapping going on in San Francisco. That kind of slapping has been going on for a long time, my friend. Which country was this in, do you think?
Oh, well, I'm thinking United Kingdom. I'm thinking, you know, like fucking Ireland or the UK.
That would have been a good guess too, but this is actually in Russia.
Oh, wow, interesting. Russia. Well, you know, not a lot going on there. Unless you're Putin, you know.
I want to see some slap. Dude, there you go. And see, here you go. One person had
genius
I said, you know what? I fucking slap somebody in the face and knock them out. I bet you people will come and watch that. Not only that, I feel people are going to pay for that shit. You think so? Yeah, I know. Not only that, I'm going to create a fucking professional league of slappers. Jesus Christ. Oh, man.
Just slap the shit out of somebody.
Just slap, you know? And I've seen some of these, and there's got to be some kind of rules.
Sure.
There's got to be, because if it's professional anything, there's rules.
Yeah.
So I want to know what these fucking rules are, because
go ahead.
I've seen some guys slap, and it's not really slapping. It's like punching with your hand open.
Right.
That's different. Right. Or like they're using the back of their hand, or they're using the come on, you know. There's like different parts of your hand that is going to hurt a lot more, you know. So I think. I have a feeling that sometimes they don't follow the rules, you know, like one guy's like, no, I just going to use this part of my hand, and boom. And, you know, then the guy comes back and cheats.
Right.
But it doesn't matter because the guy's knocked out.
It's punching below the belt. Right.
But the guy's knocked out. So what's he going to do?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Man. Who are the referees?
Yeah. But dude, okay. So are they testing for performance enhancing drugs?
I don't know. That's a good point.
You know, I mean, I don't subscribe if they're juicing.
Yeah. And the thing is that are they done? They're like different weights, you know, like in boxing, there's welterweight and heavyweight. Like, I don't know.
They better. I mean, that's interesting. You better, I mean, you know, you're going head to head with somebody twice your size or weight. You're fucked.
Well, I agree. But, you know, I don't know, because you see some of this, like, you know, even the picture they show here.
Yeah, that guy looks much bigger than the other dude.
That guy's fucking huge.
Yeah,
compared to the other guy.
Yeah, right.
Like, there's no way.
That guy is 3, maybe 4 times bigger than that other dude.
Yeah, there's no way that guy's gonna survive the slap. Maybe the sport isn't big enough yet where they can have the different. You know, it's early on in the
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I don't
know.
They don't have the organization put together yet to regulate rules of engagement, slapping.
What a time to be alive, as Jorge Gutierrez always says.
How great is Jorge?
Fucking A. Awesome. I'll let him slap me.
Dude.
Just please.
Dude. Talk about stand-up. Like, he needs his own stand-up routine. Like, he'd be a fucking great comic.
And you know why? because he wouldn't even try to be funny. He's just talking.
He's a great storyteller. He's got great stories.
Hilarious.
He's
fucking guy.
fucking funny. Fucking funny.
Oh my God. I could talk to that guy all day.
I mean, for our listeners, like, if you haven't listened to the Jorge Gutierrez episode from a couple of weeks ago, check that shit out. Right. Matter of fact, turn this one off right now. Go to the other one and listen to that. You will be glad you did. It is way funnier than this one. Because Jorge is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Some people just have it, you know?
And clearly, you know, he comes from I'm guessing a funny family, like, you know, like the stories he tells about his dad and the way his dad is and his family, like they're just all characters, right?
They're characters, but it doesn't mean they're funny. I mean, I think he sees the humor in it.
He's able to spin it. Yeah, right.
It's his point of view, you know?
Right.
I think he can find anything funny.
He's yeah, he was definitely a hit at the conference on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he said that he found his art or his voice through humor.
Right.
You know, and you know, a lot of artists. Like, I'm trying to think of how many artists I know that create their art out of humor. You know, I mean, there's comics, right? Like comic artists that do like, you know, satire or you know, whatever. But it's just crazy. It's just, you know, art can be created from anything. You know, pain, joy, you know, humor. It could all be inspiration for art. There's no excuse not to make it.
Well, it is interesting though how people are wired, and you know what makes a person funny or not, and do you have it or not or whatever. Because you know there are clearly people who you probably meet and you never imagine that they're a stand-up comic that can kill on the stage or whatever, because maybe they're quiet or keep themselves whatever, but inside their skull, you know, it's mayhem, right? But then there are people who are just naturally hilarious,
right,
for whatever reason, right? I'm thinking right now about my buddy Jim Utley, right? Who grew up together, you know, he still lives back home.
Mm-hmm.
This dude is still I saw him recently at our 30th high school reunion. The dude is still fucking hilarious. I mean, he just can't help himself. Like that's who he is. Like that is just his personality, right? It oozes out of him. Like you just, you know, but yet he has never done stand up. Like he just like, he's kind of like too scared or too like whatever to do it. But like he could, you know, if he applied himself and got past himself, you know, got out of his own way, he would do it. My daughter, Eden, right? Fucking funny.
Why hasn't she done stand up yet? What's her problem?
I'm trying to get her. I'm trying to put her on that path, brother.
Just because you can't get into the bar yet, she can't do stand up. Is that the issue?
I'm getting her a fake ID as we speak. I'm like on it, but you know, truly, like she's 6 years old. Like, but the way she expresses herself, the observations she makes,
exactly.
And in her case, she actually has the physical humor too. I think sometimes people have like maybe the physical humor, but maybe don't have the cerebral stuff, or vice versa. But like she has both. And one of the greatest gifts that we got when we adopted her was the fact that she makes us laugh all the time. And, you know, there's really rarely a day that goes by that she doesn't actually do something really original and fucking funny and makes me laugh. You know, talk about success in life, talk about quality of life, talk about so many of the things that are reoccurring themes of our podcast. For me, one of the core metrics of success in life and quality of life is laughter. Mm-hmm. How much do you laugh?
Yeah.
Right. And because if you are laughing, you are happy. You cannot laugh and be unhappy.
Right.
You cannot laugh and be sad. Right. I mean, you know, you might laugh at something, you might be sad and then something catches you funny, whatever. But you get you get my point.
Right.
And if you're laughing, you're happy. So how do you laugh? How can you laugh more? You know, like that to me is the ultimate kind of metric for joy in life and happiness in life and success in life. Because you know, you don't if you're laughing, you don't give a fuck.
But you know, that's probably why people had such a hard time when Robin Williams committed suicide, right? Because here he is the funniest comedian, funny guy. You just think he's having a great life, you know?
Right.
But he was making people laugh.
Yeah. No, that's right.
It's not that he was laughing.
That's right.
He was making people laugh.
And by the way, just because you're funny doesn't mean you're happy.
Right.
I mean, I've heard a lot of comedians, a lot of people to say, you know what, the best humor comes out of sadness and darkness and, and just because you're funny doesn't mean you're happy.
Right.
You might be happy. You can be happy and not funny. And you can be funny and not happy.
Right.
Now, I've also heard comics say that there are funny comics who are happy. Like, I mean, it's all over the place, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I just, from, growing up, my friends, various people I've known in my life, like I look back on 48 years, and one of the things that I'm grateful about is that I've actually spent a lot of time laughing my fucking ass off with my goofy ass friends.
Right. Yeah.
Stupid shit.
Yeah.
But we were laughing.
Yeah.
Didn't matter.
And, they say that chicks are attracted to funny guys.
Oh, yeah. I wish I were true. No, I wish I were funny. Put it that way. I said I was laughing. I didn't say I was funny.
Yeah.
Well, funny looking, maybe. I have the face for radio.
Yeah. But I mean, growing up, I totally was always laughing.
Yeah.
My dad, as hard ass as he was and everything, like and you've heard my dad's laugh is just fucking, his laugh makes you laugh.
Yes.
It's one of those.
It's contagious.
Yeah.
Infectious.
And it's like, so as hardcore as he was and whatever, I'm gonna give it, every weekend we'd have fun, and whether a lot of times it was just like we were at my grandma's house or someone's house, and then the men are over there in the corner, and my dad is fucking just telling the jokes and fucking going off, and just like you couldn't shut him up, and everyone's fucking laughing, And the thing is, like, my dad wasn't a drinker either. My dad doesn't drink.
Interesting, right?
Yeah, he rarely drinks. Rarely.
Yeah. Oh my God! But if he does, it's probably give him one shot of tequila. He's all over the top.
I can go on a whole show about the one time I saw him drunk.
I'm marking that down on the production schedule right now.
It was the craziest fucking like one day of my life. Oh, dude!
Come on, drop it.
Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna try to be as concise with this because it was
nothing when it comes to your dad. There's nothing concise.
There's nothing concise.
Just give us the best version of the story.
I'll give the best version, and just know that this was like a 24-hour, like literally 24-hour,
period.
Fucking period.
Yeah.
And that it's ingrained. All 24 hours are ingrained in my fucking head.
So the story's gonna be 24 hours long.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do the short version. So we go to a friend's house, right? I was like, I don't know, 12, 13 years old or so, right?
Yeah.
And playing soccer, club soccer, with our friends and stuff. So we went to our friend's apartment, right, after the game, because they had a swimming pool. So they lived in a complex, and in the middle of the complex is a swimming pool, right? And so we all go over after the game, and we're all swimming, right? Yeah. And now it's my mom and dad, his, my two friends and their mom and dad, and then my cousins. So my uncle, my aunt are there, and maybe like another 2 or 4 people, right? So it's a small apartment, right? So all the adults are in the house, in the apartment, having a good time, whatever, and we're out swimming, right? So the first thing that happens while we're swimming is one of the neighbor across from where we were, right, from where my friends were, like we hear shouting, like craziness going on. What the fuck? Before you know it, some lady comes out running out of that apartment, and we're like, what the fuck? And then a fucking naked guy comes out of the house, right? Butt naked. And we're out there like, what the fuck is going on? And we're all these kids are swimming. There's like 20 kids in the pool, right? And we see this fucking naked fucking dude come out, and we're all like, what? We're like laughing. And then he says, I'm going back in to get my gun. This is how the day starts. So everyone jumps out of the pool, and we all fucking scatter to our respective apartments, right?
Yeah.
And so all of us go into, and we rush in like, the guy's gonna shoot.
Freaking out.
And all the dads are like, what? What's going on? So the fucking guy comes out with the fucking gun, right? Naked. So everyone calls the cops. The guy goes,
gun in one hand, cock in the other.
Fuck. Guy goes back in the house.
Yeah.
And the cops come, right?
Right.
Luckily, there was no shootout, and the cops were able to get him to come out. He had barricaded himself, whatever. We're able to get him out and fucking arrest them, take him in, right?
Put some pants on him, I hope.
Yeah. They put some, So they got him. So we're like, wow. Right? So this, now looking back at it now,
what time of the day was this?
This is like after the soccer game, so like noon.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Early in the day.
During the summer,
Yeah.
like it was hot. Yeah.
Right.
So this just happened, right? So now that explains a lot. Thinking back about what happened next, right? So we go back into the pool. The guy's gone. The guy with the gun is gone.
Right.
The pool is safe once again.
Right.
Let's go back to the pool. Right?
The shooter is off premise. Yeah.
So we go back into the pool, right?
Yeah.
So we're out there hours, playing whatever. So finally, like everyone starts, getting tired of swimming and being in the pool. So people start getting out, and before you know it, like I hear a lot of laughter coming out from my friend's house where my dad and everyone is at, right? And they're like just going. So we start kind of like drying off and hanging out. And then I see my dad come out and starts like, he just has a big smile on his face. And he's fucking like, yeah, saying all this. And I don't understand what's going on. And he's wearing jeans, right?
Yeah.
Takes off his fucking tennis shoes, takes off his shirt, and dives in the pool.
With his jeans on.
And his belt and everything. Right? And then the other men do the same. So the next thing you know, there's like 6 or 7 guys in the pool, fucking, grown ass men, like in their clothes.
With the kids, which how many kids were there?
There was like 20 kids.
So it's like 20. Oh my God. Okay.
And so we see, we're like, what the fuck is going on? And so I don't know what's going on. And my mom and the mothers are coming out, like yelling at their husbands to get out of the pool. And like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
You idiots. What are you doing?
Yeah, you guys are embarrassing us. And I'm like, look at my mom. And my mom's yelling at my dad, like, get it. So my dad gets mad, takes off his pants. So now he's in his fucking underwear. He's in his fucking tighty whities. And he's fucking swimming like nothing. Like, yeah, he's just having a good time. And I'm like, I'm just thinking, like, it's kind of weird. My dad would do that. Like, it's not like him.
And how old are you?
I'm like 12 or 13,
okay,
right? And I'm like, all right, whatever, And people are laughing and they're yelling at my dad, and right. And so finally I figure out my dad's fucking wasted. My dad is fucking drunk off his ass. And I have never seen my dad drunk. I had never seen my dad wasted, drunk, anything. I never even seen him drink, right? So apparently what happened is when we were locked up, we were on lockdown, right? We were on lockdown when this cop situation was happening.
Sure.
Right?
Yep.
And while this was going on, my dad told the host, why don't you fucking pull out a fucking bottle of tequila so we can, since we're all locked up here, why don't you at least pull out a fucking bottle of tequila, right? And so he opens up, apparently what he did is he opened up his bar, right? And the guy who's hosting my friend's dad, like he really liked to drink, So he had a full bar, right? And so he reached in for a tequila, and my dad goes, wait, what about that bottle? And he's like, no, not that bottle. That's like super special. That tequila bottle is sacred. Like,
that's right.
We're not touching that.
Off limits.
Well, that's all he had to say. And so my dad was like, fuck that. We're going to get that bottle, and we're going to fuck, And the guy was like, no, we're not going to get that bottle. Well, that bottle got opened.
Oh, boy.
So they went for the good shit.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So apparently while this whole standoff was going on, they were getting fucking hammered. And we didn't know. We were upstairs just playing,
Sure, yeah.
So obviously after this happens and everyone's in the pool and stuff, right? They get out and everyone's like, flopping around and like, everyone's cracking up, but
they're wasted.
They're wasted. So then they come back in the house and we're done. We're ready to eat or whatever at this time. But now the dads are fucking wasted, laying all over the fucking house, like literally like on couches. And next thing you know, everyone's puking. Everyone is fucking puking. I see my dad with the wastebasket just fucking hurling, And so like my sister starts crying, because we never seen our dad fucking drunk.
He's possessed.
Yeah.
It's like The Exorcist.
Yeah. So my sister's like, is he going to die? Is he going to die? Right? And so anyway, so the bottom line to it continued like that, whatever. We ended up having to spend the night at our friend's house because everyone was so fucking drunk. There was no Uber back then. There was no fucking, right?
Yeah.
So like we just had to spend the night because everyone was too fucking drunk to leave the party.
Oh my God.
So all the kids stayed upstairs the whole night, whatever. And obviously by morning time,
Father of the Year.
So that's the condensed version, but that was the craziest fucking like 24 hours I ever spent, and it was the first time and probably the only time that I've seen my dad like wasted like that.
My God, dude. That's I so want to go walk into a time machine and go back to that day, because to see your dad like that would be priceless.
And you have to understand, my dad is like a really good swimmer.
Right.
He used to dive.
Your dad was a very good athlete.
Very athletic. Yeah. He used to be a gymnast,
Right.
like in high school, and do flips over cars and like crazy shit, right? And so he'd whenever he was swimming, you know, he was like really good at swimming and diving. He loved diving and all that kind of shit. So here he is, drunk off his ass, and he's diving and like hitting the side of the fucking pool with his head, you know, like just kept bumping it. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
What has happened? Who kidnapped my dad and replaced him with this fucking idiot? Oh my god!
It was just the best. So anyway, so that's my one dad fucking drunk story.
So so tell me the drunk story about when your kids saw you drunk.
My kids have not seen me drunk. They have not. My kids have never seen. I've been drunk twice, and 50% of the time you were there.
All right, it's all coming back to me now.
And 50% of the time it was your fault. Let's put it that way.
I tried to warn you.
Yeah. So yeah, and I mean those are the only two times that I've ever been like super hammered. And one was in Chicago with you, my friend.
Yes.
And the other one was in Northern Ireland. So
oof, boy, Northern Ireland, they know how to drink up there. Part of the reason why Chicago knows how to drink.
That's the connection. And so Chicago or Ireland, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
You know. So, but again, when I was in Ireland, you know what they told me? These Irish, you know, will drink you under the table. That, you know, like don't fuck with them, right?
Right. Sure.
But you know what their kryptonite is? Tequila. Irish cannot handle tequila.
Fun fact.
So we took them a bottle of tequila from here, and one night they totally got wasted alongside with us. Because, you know, most of the time they're laughing at you.
Yeah, right. Sure.
Because these fucking Americans are being all fucked up.
Irish whiskey, Guinness, whatever. It's like water, like whatever.
Drink all this shit,
yeah.
But, you know, they love tequila, but they don't have the good shit. They don't have it.
Right.
So when they have it, the problem is they don't know when to stop.
Right, sure.
They just keep, I can handle this, I can handle this, I can handle this. And next thing you know, they're fucking crying on the floor.
Dude, that's brilliant.
So that's the only thing that you can. That's the only thing you can do to Irish is give them tequila, settle their asses down.
Oh my god! Although I have to say, the story's making me a little sad, a little envious because I have never seen my parents drunk ever.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, my dad is such a fucking, you know, staunch, sober non-drinker,
right?
That even when he was diagnosed with kidney stones, and the doctor told him to drink one beer a day, he wouldn't do it. Right.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
And in his defense, not that he's a total prude.
Right.
It's like his stepdad was a fucking alcoholic asshole.
Yeah.
You know? There you go. So, you know, he's like, fuck this, I'm never drinking, you know, if this is what it is or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So it comes from a good place. But if anybody needs a drink, it's my fucking dad. Needs to fucking relax. You gotta have a cocktail. Now, they have seen me drunk several times. Yeah.
Right.
Not their proudest moment.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But, you know, I like to drink.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Sometimes I like to drink too much. You know? There are a couple of like very compelling stories that, you know, I'm sure my parents sort of felt like you felt or your sister felt when she saw her dad puking.
Right.
Because, of course, no parent wants to see their child possessed by a demon. Right. And, you know, there was at least one opportunity for my parents to witness this, you know, this possession. And it was, you know, it was just your quintessential classic scenario, right?
Were you already of age to drink?
No.
Oh, see, that makes it even worse.
No, I had a fake ID when I was 18.
Shit. There you go.
Okay.
Oh.
The name I still have my fake ID. I'll show it to you sometime. I was Roddy Petrovich.
Dude, that should be your fucking name.
Roddy Petrovich.
That should be it, dude. I like that.
Roddy. just, I'm
Roddy.
Roddy. Hey,
Yeah.
Roddy. Now, Roddy was he was a friend, this Serbian dude
Of course.
that was, a few years older, but our
Oh my
physical
God.
stats were exactly the same.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
So back in the day, if you found somebody that looked like you, all
Yeah.
you had to do was go in the DMV, be like, I lost my ID.
Yeah.
Answer some questions, and boom, your photo, boom, here's your ID.
Yeah.
Well, I did that when I was 18. And the funny thing about it, too, is like I'd be out bouncing around and I'd run into Roddy. Roddy'd be like, hey, Roddy, I'm like, Roddy. So one night,
Yeah.
1989, if I remember correctly, it was the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, right?
Okay,
so if
yeah,
you think
yeah.
about that,
Yeah.
everybody's home from college,
Yeah.
right? And it's a big party night, right?
Mhm.
Well, Tim Ramsey and I, the father to my two godsons,
Yeah.
he and I, in classic fashion, of course, started bar hopping on
Right.
on the early side to make sure we made all the stops and saw all of our friends or whatever.
Yeah.
Which meant, of course, that I started drinking earlier than you might otherwise, and
Right.
of course, unfortunately, on an empty stomach.
Of course.
Of course. So drinking early on an empty stomach means you get fucked up earlier and more powerfully than you might otherwise. So it was like midnight.
Yeah.
And it was time to call it a night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Tim drives me home, I'm like, fuck, I'm just going to go pass out. I'm
Yeah.
wrecked,
Yeah.
But what I didn't count on was the fact that, because 9 times out of 10, my parents would have been,
They're knocked out.
they would have
Yeah.
been in bed, sleep,
Sure.
lights out.
Right.
But of course, this is Thanksgiving evening, the eve of Thanksgiving, and their shit's going on.
They're wired.
So I walk in and the house is full of family.
Yeah.
And I stagger in,
Oh,
and they
wow.
and of course, they knew instantly I was a mess. But then I also had presence of mind to just say good night
Yeah. Yeah.
and go straight to bed.
Right.
Problem was, when I laid down on the bed, I got this thing called the spins.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Little problem.
So you know that scene in The Exorcist when she starts projectile vomiting?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was doing my best to reenact that scene. And so it wasn't long before I was exercising the demon all over the room, just projectile vomiting in the darkness, just well, of course, all they hear is coming from, and of course you hear that, you think demon possession.
Possession's going on
So they rush in
with their Bibles.
right, rush in and open the door, turn the light on because it's dark, and there I am, room covered.
Oh, God. Oh, shit.
Wasn't one of my finer moments.
Mom, I had a drink tonight. I swear it was only one drink.
The next morning,
Yeah.
I woke up. I slept in, as you might imagine. Woke
Yeah.
up, and I wasn't the first to wake up.
You weren't the first one up, yeah.
And but when I got up,
Yeah.
I walked, into the kitchen. Everybody's in there, finishing up breakfast or whatever.
Yeah.
And they all look at me with this like look of mortification and horror. And I just look at them and I smile. I go, "Happy Thanksgiving."
Yeah. You didn't have like one uncle or one cousin, like there's always that one guy that has to say some shit. Did that happen or no?
Well, so the woman that would later become my sister's sister-in-law,
Okay.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
She was there,
Mhm.
and she was just cracking the fuck up.
Yeah. it's
She
always-
was just, for her, this was pure comedy
Yeah.
because she didn't give a fuck.
yeah.
Because she knew how pissed my parents were.
Right.
She knew how much in trouble I was in. But
She's
yet
in-
at the same time,
Yeah.
she just, loves watching other people suffer,
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. It's awesome.
So, yeah. So that was,
oh, man.
yeah, that was Thanksgiving 1989.
Somehow it's ingrained in your head. I don't know why.
But dude, that fake ID was key.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Roddy Petrovich, I had a good run.
Yeah.
Roddy and I.
Did you know this? I just learned this.
Mm.
Did you know that if you're underage, your ID goes the other way?
Ooh,
Did you know that?
Like, that's clever.
I didn't know that.
That's clever. I didn't know it either.
Yeah, I just thought they were all the fucking same, like that. Horizontal.
So all you have to do is just turn your ID around.
So, yeah, right. You just go like that.
Yeah.
So, my daughter's ID, I looked at it and her picture's like this and it goes this way. And I'm like, oh,
Why is your ID so fucked
they
up?
made new IDs. That's crazy. I never went since when they started doing that. My wife looks over at me. He goes, she's underage, idiot. That's why it's like that.
Dumbass.
That way, when you try to sneak into the bar,
Right.
if the guy does this,
Yeah.
then he knows that you're not of age. Like, that's fucking brilliant. Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Some guy thought of it finally.
Jeez. I remember when I walked in the DMV to get my ID.
Yeah.
In this small town in Hobart, Indiana, because I chose Hobart, Indiana, which, because it's one of the smaller of the small. It's one of the smallest of the small towns.
Yeah.
And the DMV was just like this total homespun kind of like whatever, and Gladys, 80-year-old woman that worked there, whatever, I figured I could go in and charm my way, So I had all my shit down. I had all the, everything memorized and the whole thing. So I go in, I do my spiel,
Yeah.
And, she's asking me these questions and she's got all the questions memorized, and then I'm, me, like I'm making small talk, whatever. And I'm just like, boy, I said, you really got those questions down, don't you? And she's like, oh, honey, as long as I've been here, I got everything done. Nothing gets past me. I look at her. I'm like, as she hands me my fake ID, I just look at my fake ID. I look at her. You're right. Nothing gets past you. I just walk out.
Oh, man.
Oh, Gladys.
I never got a fake ID. And that because
Smart man.
Well, I think it was just mainly because I wasn't into drinking.
Right.
That would be the only reason I guess to get a fake ID.
Yeah.
But in LA, we had MacArthur Park, right?
Okay.
We still have MacArthur Park.
Yeah, right. Sure.
But back then,
right, back in the day,
it was even hairier than it is now. It's not that great yet, still. But back in the day, it was even worse. And you could buy birth certificates, passports, fake IDs was like, that's a simple shit, Right. You could buy citizenship. You could buy anything just by walking around the park. So everyone knew that's where you go.
Such simpler times.
If you just wanted to get your shit, some kind of paperwork.
Yeah. It was there.
Just walk around the park.
It was kind of like a Kinko's for illegal documentation.
Yeah, it was, but outdoor in
outdoor open air,
outdoor open air, nondescript,
papers.
So you just walk around. Mikas is what you say.
Mikas.
Yeah.
Mikas.
Which translates to your immigration papers.
Okay.
Your Mika is short for immigration card.
Okay. Mika.
So you walk around and then they'd say, Mikas? They were always asking you, Mikas? And if you say yes, they turn around and be like, oh, I hook you up right here.
Nice.
They'd hook you up with your green card.
Man, well, this fucking ID shit is getting like crazy. Have you heard about this real ID thing that's going on?
No.
Okay. So now I just heard about this yesterday and I don't have all the details. So, but basically the gist is that the U.S. federal government is now demanding that we get a newer, more in-depth kind of ID.
Okay.
That is, they're calling it real ID.
All right.
Okay. Now, it's required, as I understand this, and again, I need to read this through. I just heard it.
As opposed to not real ID.
Right.
Yeah.
This is specifically for travel. So if you want to travel, your driver's license isn't going to be after a certain date in 2020.
Yeah.
Your driver's license is not going to be adequate to board a plane.
Domestically. Wow.
So if you don't have your passport and all you have is your driver's license, and you don't have a real ID, you're not getting on that plane. So if you don't have a real ID, but you have a passport, you have to start carrying your passport on domestic flights. But if you don't want to have to do that, you have to get this real ID by this certain date to travel on these planes.
All right.
Now, part of the problem with this is that there's such a backlog now of people trying to get this ID that, for example, my wife, whose driver's license is expired or expiring and she needs to get a new one, can't get an appointment at the DMV now for fucking weeks and weeks.
Wow.
Because everything is so backlogged as people rush to get these real IDs. So check it out. Look it up.
So what if I want to get a passport? That's not going to be affected right now? That's
Well, you can still get a passport, and the passport will work for you, as I understand it. But this real ID is meant to be better than your driver's license.
Yeah.
You can't travel with it internationally, the real ID. It's a domestic thing.
Right. Yeah, all right. Well,
Every day the terrorists win, my friend.
That's right. Every day. Because I'm going to be traveling next month out of the country, and I just found out my passport is
Expired. Yeah,
So-
get on that shit right now. Now, there are expedite services.
Yeah.
You can get it in 24 hours. It costs a lot of money. But
Yeah.
when do you leave? Oh, I'm going with you. April 4th to Japan.
Yeah.
Dude,
Well-
I so want to go on that trip.
Well, so I've done this before, and as long as you have the ticket, if you have the ticket in hand,
Yeah.
you go to the federal building and they'll give it to you within an hour on the spot.
Still, you can do that.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
and it's actually easier to do it that way than to send it in or
Sure,
do anything
right,
else.
right,
I mean,
right.
it's like
If you have the ticket, interesting.
yeah, it's like
Okay.
$100 or something,
Right, right.
So it's more expensive, but hopefully they haven't changed that because I need to get my passport.
Right.
So.
Right.
There you go.
Huh.
Real IDs though.
Real IDs. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's getting, more and more difficult to move about the cabin.
Yeah. I don't even want to ask what's next because that takes us down the wrong road.
the mark of the B666 on your fucking forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's scary where we're going with this shit, but
Well, this. I said a minute ago, right? Every day the fucking terrorists win. I mean, the thing that saddens me, disgusts me, angers me about so much of this is that on September 11th, our country got sucker punched.
Mhm.
Okay, and our country never got sucker punched before. Well, maybe Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Right. So we got sucker punched. Okay, they got one good on us, and taking all the politics out of it, just why they did it or what, we can go down the rabbit hole on that. We're not going to do that right. I'm just talking about the basic core fact.
Yeah.
Got sucker punched. They got a good one in. Fine. My issue is that we couldn't take a punch
Mhm.
as a country. Right. We couldn't take a punch. We freaked out. Right. We started. They were essentially, metaphorically speaking, a flea on our ass.
Yeah.
And to then counterattack, when that old saying about when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Like we just go in with all of our might and muscle.
Yeah.
Right. Because we couldn't take a fucking punch.
Right.
And when in fact, I'm no Pollyanna. Like we got enemies, fucking go take them out, but be covert, be smart,
Right.
Be, super fucking secret about this shit. Do whatever you got to do. Take them out, handle the business.
Right.
But that's not what happened. We couldn't have an honest conversation about it. Our fucking president tells us to go fucking shopping.
Mm-hmm.
They hate us for our freedom. All that bullshit.
Yeah.
And we're scared. We're scared. We got a sucker, and so now it's like post-traumatic stress disorder. Everything now, it's big business now, right? The business of fear, the business of security. Now it's just part of the gross national fucking product.
Right.
I don't know. I mean,
what's crazy is,
yeah.
to your point, the first time we got sucker punched, right? Pearl Harbor.
Mhm.
What did we do? We entered the fucking war. We went over there and we dropped a motherfucking bomb,
Mm.
2 bombs.
Yeah.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yeah.
And then we walked away like, okay, motherfuckers, this is who's boss, right?
Mhm.
That's how we're used to handling shit in this country.
Right.
So when this fucking happened, there was no clear. It wasn't like, oh, that's, before we knew it was Japan, let's fucking go in there.
Right.
and
Specific
take-
target.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now we had all of this terrorist,
Right.
And it's like, so let's just make up an enemy,
Right.
and let's go fucking start there and see where we end up, you know?
Right.
And now we're in this whole fucking mess, right?
Mm.
And I mean, if you go to where we're at now with fucking white nationalists, white terrorism,
power. Yeah.
that's what's going on now.
Right.
But
Domestic terrorism.
white nationalist
Mm-hmm.
terrorism, or white extremist,
Yeah.
you should say, white
Right.
extremist
Right.
terrorism,
Right.
Right. But we're not ready for that. And obviously with this fucking asshole
By the way, not only are we not ready for that, we don't fucking care about it.
No.
That's the reality. That's the scary part.
Well, it's and it's not that we don't care. It's that this motherfucker in office don't care.
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah.
And it's like, this is what's happening right now. This is the danger. This is the threat to us in this country right now is this fucking white extremism. But, how amazing is it that in 6 days, New Zealand fucking
Banned.
said, you know what?
Done.
This is bullshit with his guns.
Yeah.
We're
Banned.
They're banned, right? And in this country, like,
Well, come on. I mean, we're not one nation under God. We're one nation under the gun. This country was fucking stolen from its rightful owner, so to speak, at the tip of a gun. Like, we are the country of guns. We always have been. We always will be. We got this country with guns. We're going to keep it with guns, so to speak.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I don't, for people who want gun control, want to get rid of the guns, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Not fucking happening. I want sensible gun control. I don't have anything against guys that go hunting or grew up, in that culture or whatever. That's a different thing. I'm not talking about that.
I think like, yeah, you're right. But I think there is going to be a moment where like semi-automatic fucking guns are going to have to be banned.
No reason for semi-automatic. I'm not talking about that. You go hunting, you don't use semi-automatic.
Right. But what I'm saying is right now, all those, Second Amendment people, whatever, like they're for everything.
Yeah, right.
Like there's you can't just,
there's no compromise.
There's no,
yeah.
And there's going to be a point where it's like, because, even people who are for guns are like, okay, this is getting out of hand,
right.
And like, we got to make this, at least these guns,
right.
We got to ban at least these guns.
Well, and part of the issue too, I mean, because it's, it's obviously, very complicated issue. I mean, I don't want to oversimplify it, but, the one thing that gun rights activists talk about is, the Constitution, the right to bear arms, all this. And it gets to the debate around, is the Constitution a fixed document or is it a living, breathing document? If it's a fixed document, then they're not down, then this is what it says and this is what it means and that's all it can be and blah, blah, blah. They don't want to consider that was a different time and a different moment in history. And maybe, if it's a living, breathing document and it can evolve and change with time, then it should evolve and change with time. I personally think it's a loser to think that it's a fixed document because I think everything changes and nothing can be the same as it was and whatever. So I personally believe the Constitution should be a living, breathing document.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. The Constitution is a fucking idea. Okay? Right. It's a fucking idea.
Thank you. Great point.
Right. And it was a good idea, let's say. All right. You agree with that? Now, who came up with this idea? There was people who came up with this idea. There's people, the quote unquote founding fathers.
Yeah.
They were fucking slave owners.
Yeah, right.
So you're going to tell me that those guys, with all the good intentions they had, they still believed that it was okay to own slaves.
Well, they believed in white supremacy.
Yeah. So if you're going to take that fucking piece of paper and that idea as like, well, that's, that was it. They said it. Well, we obviously don't believe that anymore. We don't believe that slavery is
right.
is constitutional. Right. We actually amended that.
That's right.
Right.
So you can't have it both ways.
Yeah, you can't have it both ways.
No.
So it's like if as bright as they were at that moment, they still didn't understand that slavery was wrong or whatever.
Right.
So I mean, it's just crazy. It's just people like pick and choose, and they try to well this in this issue it's written like that, so there's no movement on it. But then on other issues, they're like
right.
I don't know. It's a we live in a fucked up country, and I always get pissed when people say, "Oh, we live in the best country in the world." Really? This is the best country in the world? Like, look at what's going on in this country and tell me this is the best country in the world. Like, sure, there are things that are great about it. I love living here. I love this city. I love this state. I love this country. But is it the best country in the world? I don't know.
On what metric?
Exactly. That's the thing. What's the metrics?
Right.
And so,
I would say some things are great.
Yeah.
Some things are not great.
Yeah. It can't just be unilaterally like.
By the way, some people would have argued, and I've read articles on this, like some people would have been saying for a few years ago, or been reading, it's like New Zealand is supposed to be like this amazing place to live.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why part of the reason why these folks are obviously and rightfully so horrified and terrified and angry about the shooting, and they're taking action, going, "We're not going to fucking put up with this shit."
Yeah, that's right.
We want a quality of life here,
right?
And let's just get rid of this shit, you know. And so, yeah, man. I mean, home is home. I mean, this is my country. This is my home.
Yeah,
for better and worse, and I love it for better and worse.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, now I'm the kind of person that I love to travel. I love going around the world. I think there are many places I could be happy.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, when Trump got elected, and so many of my liberal friends started like talking seriously about moving to Canada, I was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Move to Canada.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, stay here and fucking try to fucking fight for your own country.
That's right.
This is an imperfect union. We're supposed to you don't get the democracy you deserve. You get the democracy you make.
Right. Right.
And so fight for what you believe in here in this country. Move to Canada. A bunch of fucking, quitters.
Yeah.
And I love Canada. I lived in Canada. I have a cabin in Canada.
Yeah.
I got nothing against Canada.
Right.
And, and that's why, like, not to like bounce all over the place, but it's like, when this whole like, fucking bullshit happened with the academic scandal and these celebrities, paying the, bribing, what have you, their kids for college, like, celebrities are like some of the first liberals to like get vocal about Trump and his corruption and stuff. Right. And when that story broke, I was like, God, come on.
Of course.
That's why like self-righteousness is a slippery fucking slope. You better be super careful.
Right.
Nobody is innocent. Nobody is fucking, without sin.
Right.
Check yourself, before you start fucking running off at the mouth.
Right. I don't know. This is what we're in. This is the battle we've decided we're waging.
Waging war.
So,
oh man,
we shall live another day.
We shall live and fight another day, brother. Man, one.
Yep.
I love hanging out.
Sure.
Chopping it up, solving the world's problems with you, my friend. What's going on with you tonight? Oh, hey, we're going to an art show tonight.
Yeah, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, fight LA traffic to go to the Mayfair Hotel. For our listeners who don't know the Mayfair, Regime Gallery is there, and our friend Kevin Zinger is there, and that's his gallery. And our boy Risk has many pieces at the Mayfair. The Mayfair is cool because they've revitalized it and remodeled it, and it's really made it kind of an art hotel. And there's just so many cool pieces in there. But there's a little gallery in there, and they have new shows and throughout the year. And tonight's Pow Her, right? Pow Her exhibition featuring some amazing female artists.
Sugar Press Art is
curating it, right?
Curating it,
yeah. So shout out to Sugar Press, shout out to Regime, shout out to Mayfair. And for those listeners, be sure to like and comment our episode today, and subscribe, damn it, if you haven't already. Fucking assholes.
Follow us, please.
Yes. Yeah, please follow us. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Peace out.
Peace.